Hello students. In previous lecture we have completed two type of extrinsic semiconductor, p-type semiconductor and n-type semiconductor. In today's lecture we are going to start about the p-n junction diode. Before starting that p-n junction diode, you have to write this question, assignment number 2nd, chapter 1st, paper 2. Question number 1st, explain the formation of depletion region when p-n junction is formed. This question carries 4 marks. Question number 2, state the effect of p-n junction when reverse bias. Students, this question carries 3 marks. Question number 3, state the effect of p-n junction when forward bias. This question carries 3 marks. Students, you have to complete this assignment by watching today's video carefully from start to end. Okay students? So let's start. In previous lecture we have completed this n-type and p-type semiconductor, and you know that here in n-type semiconductor free electrons are majority charge carriers while holes are minority charge carriers, and in p-type semiconductor holes are majority charge carriers and free electrons are minority charge carriers. Okay students, and in p-type there is an addition of trivalent impurity, while in n-type there is an addition of pentavalent impurity. Or we can represent this p-type semiconductor and n-type semiconductor in another way like this. As we know that in p-type semiconductor trivalent atom create hole, therefore it is called as acceptor atom, and in this n-type semiconductor pentavalent atom gives electron, therefore this is also called as donor atom like p-type semiconductor. Okay students, and here holes are minority charge carriers because they are less in numbers, while free electrons are majority charge carriers, they are large in number. In the same way in p-type semiconductor holes are majority charge carriers as they are present in large number of proportion, while as compared to this free electrons they are less number, so therefore they are called as minority charge carriers. Students, you can see in this diagram this pink color plus sign shows holes and they are majority charge carriers, while this green color negative sign shows free electrons, means minority charge carriers. In the same way here plus sign shows in n-type minority charge carriers holes, in n-type free electrons are majority charge carriers, so they are large in number, shown with pink color. Okay students, now here this p-type and n-type semiconductor acts like resistor, but when we add these two impurity to a pure silicon crystal or germanium crystal in both the sides, then we'll get the new device. Or we can say that if a pure semiconductor crystal, either it is silicon or germanium, is doped one side with trivalent impurity and other side with pentavalent impurity, then there is a formation of new device, and that new device is called as p-n junction diode. Okay, or we call it p-n junction semiconductor. Students, you can see in this diagram here at the left side this is a p and at the right side this is a n-type of semiconductor, means here is a doping procedure followed, and due to that doping we get this new device. Okay, here when we add one side with trivalent impurity and other side with pentavalent impurity, then these both impurity meets at a point, and the meeting point of this impurity is called as p-n junction diode, or simply this meeting point of both the impurity is called as junction, and due to this junction point, or this is a border where two junction or this is a border where two impurities meet, and this meeting point is also called as p-n junction diode. Okay students, so due to this junction point the name is given here, p-n junction. And why this p-n junction is also called as diode? Because it has two electrodes or two anodes. Here this p-type acts like anode while n-type acts like a cathode, and this is the symbol of new device called as diode, simply diode or p-n junction diode. So in this p-n junction diode, if we understand this semiconductor or p-n junction diode, then we can understand all kinds of semiconductor devices. Okay students, now in this diagram you can see this p side. In this p side there are circled negative sign, okay, and the circle negative sign represent trivalent atoms, okay, while positive sign represents holes. In the same way, in n side, positive encircled atoms represent pentavalent atom, and here each minus sign represents, yes, free electrons. Okay students, for the simplicity, in both regions the minority carriers are not shown, but in very small quantity they are also present in both regions. Now, due to doping, there is a large number of electrons in n side but very few electrons on the p side, because on the p side electrons are minority carriers, and whenever this p-n junction are formed, then electrons from n side starts diffusing towards p side. So whenever the electrons enters in the p-type region, student, when the electrons from n side cross junction and they enters to the p-type region, it becomes a minority carrier, and being surrounded by so many holes, its lifetime will be short, and due to that it will recombine with these holes. So whenever electron diffuses across the junction, then it creates the two ions. So first, whenever it leaves n-type region, means when they diffuses the junction or they cross the junction and pass to the p-type, okay, then it leaves behind this pentavalent atom which just one shot of electron. So due to that it will become an positive ion, and whenever electrons enters this p-type region, then it will get recombined with whole of this trivalent atom. Okay students, so after capturing electrons, this trivalent atom will become negative ion. Here you can see negative ion. So every time electron diffuses to the p side from n side, then it creates on positive and negative ion near the junction. Now these ions are immobile, means they are not free to move. Okay students, immobile means they are not free to move. Therefore these are the immobile ions, and unlike free charge carriers like electrons, the holes they cannot move due to recombination of the holes and electron near this junction. So there is hardly any free charge carriers near the junction, okay, or we can say that due to recombination of this junction is depleted from free charge carriers, and due to this reason, okay, due to this reason is also called as depletion region. Okay students, this depletion region is nothing but this region consists of positive ion as well as negative ions, and which are immobile in nature, means they are not able to move. And apart from this, it also contains a few charge carriers which are thermally generated in this depletion region. Now, in this depletion region, these ions sets up electric field. As these ions sets up an electric field, here these fields points from positively charged ions towards negatively charged ions. You can see in this diagram here arrow shown from positive to negative direction, and due to this electric field only few electrons from n side are able to cross the depletion region, and same is true for the holes in the p side. Or we can say that these immobile ions create barrier potential for this majority carriers, means majority carriers from p sides are holes and from n sides are free electrons. So they are not able to diffuse from one side to other side, means from either n side to p side or p side to n side. Okay student, so this barrier potential is also known as built-in potential. Okay, and for silicon this built-in potential is 0.7 volt, and while for germanium it is roughly 0.3 volt. Okay, around 0.3 volt. So the free charge carriers have to be precise, and majority carriers in both regions has to overcome this barrier potential to cross this depletion region, and only few majority carriers or only few majority charge carriers are able to cross this barrier whenever there is no external biasing. But due to this electric field, the minority charge carriers in both regions, in p-type minority charge carriers are free electrons, while in n-type minority charge carriers are holes. Okay, due to this electric field, the minority charge carriers in both the regions will be able to cross this depletion region. For example, minority charge carriers in this n-type region will get swept from here n-type region towards the p-type region, and they will become majority charge carriers in this p-type region. Similarly, electrons which are minority charge carriers in p-type region will swept from p-type region towards the n-type region, and they will become majority charge carriers. Okay, so due to this built-in electric field, the majority charge carriers are not able to cross the junction, but still the minority carriers go from one region to another region, or we can say that from n side to p side or p side to n side, but then there is no external biasing is applied. Then the flow of electron due to electric field and due to diffusion will get cancelled out each other, or in other words we can say that the flow of minority charge carriers and the majority charge carriers will cancel out each other, so that the overall current in the circuit will be zero. And the same thing is applicable for the holes. So whenever this PN junction is not biased, then the overall current in the circuit will be zero. If this majority charge carriers on both sides, that is n side and p side, want to cross the depletion region, then they require external biasing voltage. So if we apply the external field in the same direction as the built-in electric field, means this is the built-in electric field, and if we apply the voltage which is same in the direction of this depletion or built-in potential, in that case this depletion region will provide a more resistance due to majority carriers. On the other hand, if the applied external field is in the opposite direction to this built-in electric field, in that case the resistance which is offered by the depletion region, the resistance which is offered by the depletion region will reduce. Okay students, so remember this sentence. So based on that, let us see the two types of biasing for this p-n junction. First one, we talk about the forward biased p-n junction. Students, in this case, when p-type is connected to the positive terminal of the battery while n-type is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Okay students, or we can say that p side is connected to the positive terminal of the battery and n side is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. And this another diagram shows the symbolic form of p-n junction diode connected in forward bias direction. Here anode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery while cathode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. In this forward bias condition, the external electric field, which is in opposite direction to that of inbuilt field, that is the field or this depletion region. Okay students, so due to that, the effective electric field at the junction will reduced, means this depletion region will get reduced. So in the forward bias condition, the electrons in n-type region and holes in p-type region will get pushed towards the junction. So due to that, the width of the depletion region will reduce. And in this another diagram, you can see the reduced width of depletion region or reduced width of built-in electric field. Okay student, so the effective resistance which is offered by this depletion region will also reduce. And we know that if there is a reduction in the resistance present in this built-in electric field, so if you further increase the external voltage here, then the width of depletion region will further reduce. And when the applied voltage, which is more than the barrier potential of this p-n junction, then the resistance that is offered by this depletion region is negligible. And we know that if the resistance is negligible, there is a possibility of flow of maximum current in the circuit. Okay student, so for example, silicon crystal, if the applied external field is more than 0.7 volt, in that case the resistance that is offered by depletion region will be negligible. And so in this condition, when the electrons, that is free electrons from n side, can cross this depletion region, and once they cross the junction or this depletion region, then they will get attracted by the positive terminal of the battery. Is that clear student? Because as this is positive and negative, there is an attraction. I repeat again, when electron from n side cross the junction and pass to the p-type, then this p-type is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. So these free electrons get attracted by the positive terminal of the battery. Is that clear students? Okay. Now, so once they come from p-side region, they just by passing through the holes in the p-type region, they can reach the positive terminal of the battery. And in the similar way, the holes will be pushed towards the depletion region, and once they enter this n side, students, means the holes from this p side cross the junction and they pass to the n side, what will happen? They will get attracted towards the negative terminal of the battery because holes are positive. Therefore, they are attracted by this negative terminal of the battery. Okay student, so in this way we get a flow of current due to the movement of holes as well as free electrons. And as we increase the externally applied biasing voltage, which is more and more due to that more and more electrons and holes will be able to cross the depletion region. Okay student, and due to that they will contribute in the flow of current. So as we increase the externally applied voltage, then the flow of current in the circuit will increase. Okay. Now before we go ahead, let one just clear the one thing about the holes. The hole is nothing but the absence of electron at particular location. So whenever the electrons are moving from one side or one place to other place, here it is electron. When this electron moves from one side to other side or one place to other place, or we can say that from right to the left, a way we can say that the hole is moving from left to the right. Okay, this is hole. This hole also move from left to the right. Okay student, you can see here this is a hole and this is free electron. As the electron move from right to left, this is movement of electron from this first place to this second place, then second place to third. In this way this electron moves step by step. In the same way these holes also moves from this left side to the right side. Okay students, all these are holes. Okay, so due to the movement of electron, we also get the movement of holes in this way. Okay, and we can say that this is a concept of formation of hole and hole current. And in another words, we can say that we can get a flow of current due to the electrons as well as holes. Okay students, so this diagram shows the IV characteristics of forward bias direction condition of semiconductor diode. Students, suppose this is silicon crystal or silicon semiconductor material. So in this condition, forward bias condition, as the voltage across the diode reaches up to 0.7 volt, at that time the current suddenly goes on increasing. Is that clear students? This is the current on y-axis, while this is the voltage across the diode on the x-axis. Okay, so we'll discuss this VT in next part. Okay, so this is a forward bias curve of semiconductor PN junction diode. Now let us see reverse bias condition of PN junction diode. Now let us see this reverse bias condition of PN junction diode. In this diagram you can see this is a structural form of PN junction diode. It is connected in reverse bias direction, while this diagram shows the symbolic form. Here anode and this is cathode. Okay students, here anode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, while cathode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. If you remember the previous diagram, in that previous diagram we have connected this anode to the positive, and while cathode is connected to the negative. So students, remember this polarity for the connection when diode, we have to connect the diode in reverse bias direction. Okay, now see, this is structural diagram. In this structural diagram, this P type is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, while the positive terminal of the battery is connected to the N side. Okay, so in this condition, the electrons which are majority carriers in this N type region will get attracted towards the positive terminal of the battery, and similarly the holes having positive charge which are attracted by the negative terminal of the battery. And as these majority charge carriers are attracted by the battery, either holes from P side to the negative terminal and electrons from N side to the positive terminal of the battery, due to that the more ions will get created near the junction. So we can say that the width of this built-in electric field or depletion region, isn't it student? What we call it? Depletion region or built-in electric field. So this width of the depletion region will increase. So, in the reverse bias condition, as the voltage, the width of this depletion region further increase. So students, you will get a clear idea from this next diagram. This new diagram shows the increased width of the reverse direction PN junction diode. Okay students, as compared to previous diagram, this barrier potential or built-in electric field increased here. Okay, and we know that due to that virtually there is no flow of current due to the majority carriers, but in this case due to built-in electric field, minority carriers in the both regions will be able to cross the depletion region. So in this reverse bias condition, the holes which are minority carriers in the N-type region will cross the barrier and will reach to P-side region, and once they reach this P-side region, they will get attracted towards negative terminal of the battery. Similarly, the electrons which are minority carriers in P-type, the electrons or free electrons which are minority carriers in P-type region, which are minority carriers, will be able to cross this depletion region, and after crossing this depletion region they will reach to the N side, and once they reach this N side region they will get attracted towards the positive terminal. Isn't it student? As the electrons are minority carriers, but they cross the junction and pass to the N type having negative charge, therefore that free electrons get attracted by the positive terminal of the battery. In the similar way, holes get attracted by the negative terminal of the battery, which are minority carriers in N type. So in this way, in this reverse bias condition, though there is increase in the barrier potential, will get a flow of current due to movement of these minority carriers. But students, you can see in this IV characteristics graph, as the minority carriers are very less in comparison to the majority carriers in magnitude of the current, in this reverse bias condition there will be low current flows as compared to the forward bias direction, and you can see the flow of current which is due to minority carriers in this third quadrant. Okay student, so this is the graph which shows the negative current or the reverse current due to minority charge carriers. Okay students, so this flow of current which exists in the reverse bias condition is known as reverse saturation current, and the term saturation comes from the fact that it reduces the maximum level very quickly and it does not change significantly whenever we increase this reverse bias voltage. Okay students, now typically this reverse saturation current used to be the range of microampere. But nowadays, due to advancement in the technology for silicon devices, this reverse saturation current used to be in the range of nanoampere, like this, nanoampere. Okay students, and hence let's denote this current. This is saturation current, IS. Okay student, so this reverse saturation current is a function of temperature, means this is directly proportional to the temperature. So as the temperature rises, the thermally generated electron hole pair in the silicon crystal will increase, or we can say that the minority carriers in the silicon crystal will increase, and due to that this reverse saturation current will also increase. So for silicon, this reverse saturation current for silicon, this reverse saturation current almost get double for means twice, okay, for every 10-degree rise in the temperature. Or we can say that for 1 degree rise in temperature, this reverse saturation current increases by 7%. So let's say for one PN junction, if reverse saturation current is 20 nanoampere at 25 degrees centigrade, then at 35 degree centigrade it will roughly around 40 nanoampere. So after every 10-degree rise in temperature, this reverse saturation current almost get double. Okay students? Now, as I have said earlier, this reverse saturation current does not change much even if we increase the reverse bias voltage. Here if we increase this reverse bias voltage, then it does not change much even if we increase the reverse bias voltage, but there is a limit on the maximum reverse voltage which can be applied to this PN junction. Okay student? So if we continuously increase this reverse voltage, then we'll reach the point which is known as breakdown voltage. So this is known as breakdown voltage. So once breakdown voltage is reached for the diode, suddenly a lot of minority carriers will appear at the depletion region and will appear. Suddenly the diode conducts very heavily, and we'll see the next part here. Okay students? So in this graph we'll see this reverse saturation current. Like in the forward bias direction, you can see there is an increase in the forward bias condition. Okay, and in next video we'll see the diode is used in breakdown region. So whenever the diode is operated in reverse bias condition, then the applied voltage should be less than this breakdown voltage, and in detail we'll see about in the next video. Okay students? So you can see this is the constant increase in the voltage, then there is no change in the current, and here in this part, you can see there is a sudden increase in the reverse saturation current, or we can say that IS. Okay students? So remember this. This is a graph shows the reverse bias direction of the diode, while this graph shows the forward bias direction of the diode. Here it is a condition of the diode, and this is the breakdown voltage for forward bias direction. Okay, and it is dependent on the temperature. Saturation current is dependent on the temperature. Or simply from this diagram we can say that the input voltage, that is applied battery voltage, is always less than the reverse bias breakdown voltage of the diode. Okay students? So in this way, today we have finished PN junction diode, that is formation of PN junction diode and barrier potential, and the most important two concepts, that is forward bias and reverse bias condition of PN junction diode. Okay students? So in next lecture we'll see some comparison points of PN junction diode in forward and reverse bias direction, and energy band diagram in the forward and reverse bias direction. Okay student? So that's it for today. Thank you.